A twist tonight in the Petito Laundrie family lawsuits. The family of 22-year-old Gabby Petito filed a lawsuit against the parents of Brian Laundrie and the family's lawyer after Petito was found dead at a national park in Wyoming. The FBI confirming Laundrie claimed responsibility for her death before taking his own life. So the Petitos claim Laundrie's parents knew more about the case than they told police. But now the Laundries are filing a response that the suit cannot include their attorney. Joining us now is NewsNation's Brooke Schaefer, live in Florida. Brooke, there is a lot happening here. What does this all mean?
Yeah, a lot to break down here, Nichole. This initial lawsuit is from the Petito family. They are suing Brian Laundrie's family because they claim that Laundrie's parents knew that 22-year-old Petito had been murdered, but the Laundrie family didn't say or do anything. The Petitos now want to add the Laundrie's longtime attorney to that lawsuit as well. But in court this week, the Laundrie family now arguing their attorney cannot be added to that lawsuit, claiming their attorney actually knows more about the Petito case than they do.
That the remains were positively identified as those of Brian.
In a NewsNation interview in October 2021, Stephen Bertolino, the longtime attorney for Brian Laundrie and his parents, confirmed Laundrie's death by suicide after a weeks-long search for his girlfriend, 22-year-old Gabby Petito, who was found strangled to death. The FBI said Laundrie admitted to murdering his girlfriend.
We were hopeful that he was alive because we had not heard from him and there was no sign of him after all of the search efforts that law enforcement had made.
That attorney, Stephen Bertolino, now at the center of a lawsuit from Gabby Petito's family, who claims Laundrie's parents and their attorney knew 22-year-old Petito had been murdered, but said and did nothing, even putting out a statement they hoped she'd be found.
So what they're claiming is that they've been distressed by this incident and the actions of the defendant for essentially murdering their daughter.
But in a lawsuit response in Florida this week, the Laundries are asking the court to not include their longtime attorney on the lawsuit. The Laundries don't want him listed as a co-defendant. They argue it could create conflict and invade attorney-client privilege. Rex Blake is a criminal defense attorney in Clearwater, Florida.
They don't want a situation in which their longtime attorney is forced to testify against them. Brian told him, hey, look, this is the situation that occurred. Here's the body. You know, like the attorney has to keep those secrets. And if the attorney disclosed to the authorities or really to anyone that Brian didn't give his explicit permission to, that attorney, you know, would be subject to disbarment. And that would be, for a criminal defense attorney, that would probably be one of the biggest grievances that you could do.
So in a statement to our NewsNation affiliate WFLA in Tampa, Bertolino said, quote, "One should expect that attorneys are confided in. That's why our system affords clients privileged communications and lawyers certain immunities." That criminal defense attorney I talked to said he really sees this as a lot of back and forth between the Petito and the Laundrie families, specifically about this longtime attorney potentially being added to this lawsuit. He thinks that that's going to get thrown out in court pretty quickly, but a judge will decide that at the end of this month. Nichole?
All right, we will be watching. Okay, Brooke, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.